Paul Graham from Optimal Body Personal Training. Today I'm going to explain to you how to eat to 80% full and get proper hunger levels for weight loss. Most people who've counted calories enough times have figured out it doesn't work for them long term when it comes to weight loss. Although it delivers short-term results for most, it isn't sustainable. So what do you do to lose weight? We suggest you focus on eating until 80% full and getting proper hunger levels in between eating. First, it's important to note your nutrition is going to have a massive impact on how satisfied you feel after a meal and how hungry you get in between meals. For example, some of the factors with nutrition: how much fiber you're getting, protein, if you're dehydrated, how much refined carbohydrates or processed food you're eating, and how much whole foods you're eating. When you're getting actual physiological hunger, that's a signal from your body that it needs something. It might need calories or energy. It might need vitamins, minerals, water, or all different things. But it is a signal that it needs something. What does actual physical hunger feel like? So oftentimes people don't make the discrepancy between wanting to eat and physical hunger. Most of the time when people describe themselves as hungry, they're actually just wanting to eat food. The way we explain to clients what physical hunger feels like: usually you'll have your stomach grumbling. If you're at work and you had to do something, you would still be thinking about food or wanting to eat because you're that hungry. Whereas if you're just wanting to eat, if you were getting busy with a task at work, you'd forget all about food. And then there's too hungry. So a lot of people have experienced this. Too hungry is when you can't eat enough food to get satisfied, you're feeling weak, shaky, or it's altering your mood. Too hungry often relates more to the quality of food or the lack of quality food that's coming in at the last meal. A lot of times people, although they may have a lot of healthy food at that meal, are lacking certain components that are vital to staying satisfied. Oftentimes people get caught up in the idea of I should eat. So for example, if it comes 10:30 and that's your break time that you usually have a snack at, the person eats because it's snack time, but they're not actually physically hungry. This can create a lot of problems. Now let's look at 80% full. Almost no one eats to this point. Most people are eating to 100 or 120% full. When you're at 80% full, you could easily continue eating. Usually you still feel like you're a little bit hungry. It takes 15 to 20 minutes for your body to catch up where you start to feel satisfied. Still not full. In my experience, it usually takes a lot of practice to learn what 80% full feels like. Most people, when we initially start working on this habit, think they have it down pat, but where they think 80% is really where 90 or 95% full is. So what you'll want to do is play around with how much food you're getting to learn what 80% feels like for you. What you can do is, when you've finished your meal and you think you're at 70%, wait 15 minutes, wait 20 minutes, then see if you're still hungry. And if you're not, that's not actually 70% full, you're probably closer to 80. So essentially what you want to do is eat until you're 80% full, and then by the next time you're eating, you should be really good and hungry, where you're physically hungry with that stomach grumbling. If you're not getting to the point of real hunger, try reducing your food a little bit. It doesn't have to be a big reduction. It could even be just leaving a couple bites on the plate. And then you continue reducing until you hit the proper hunger levels by your next meal. A really important factor in 80% full is eating slow and taking your time. If you're putting the food down really fast, your body doesn't have enough time to catch up, so you're eating past that 80%. If you think you're at 80% full and you're getting hungry every single time you're eating, but you're still not losing weight, then there's one of two possibilities. So the first potential problem is where you think 80% isn't where 80% full is, or it could be that where you think really good and hungry isn't. So again, you want to play around with reducing food a little bit or waiting a little bit longer until you eat. Or the other factor, you might have a lot of calorie-dense displacing foods. These are things that are really calorie-dense and often not very nutritious, or food that is nutritious, but it's really easy to overeat on it. Common examples would be people putting cream or sugar in their coffee, extra oil or fats or dressing on salads or in meals, cheese, nuts, or seeds, and refined grains like cereal, pasta, and bread. Instead, what you want to focus on is lean proteins, fiber, and other whole foods. Like I've said throughout this video, 80% full and proper hunger levels is something that takes lots of practice. It's not something most people will get overnight. So you'll need to work on this and learn how to do this. A lot of people who are leaner are naturally using this habit without even thinking about it. You want to start to get to this point where you practice it and it becomes part of who you are and how you eat.